Alright guys, obviously tough news today in the CFL world as Ottawa Redblacks quarterback Jeremiah Masoli will reportedly miss the rest of the 2023 season thanks to a ruptured Achilles tendon. That being said, obviously if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to keep up with more news like this, and this is unfortunate. So now let's get into it. So basically, Jeremiah Masoli had missed exactly a year, 365 days since he had been able to play in his last CFL game, which was, of course, against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And we waited for him to recover, and then he goes out there against Hamilton. Everybody's excited. The CFL media is buzzing right now, or was buzzing, talking about, oh, this is such a great return for a great quarterback, a great guy, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. I was excited. And then, at one point in this game, he basically gets a no-contact injury, has to walk off the field with crutches, and is out for another season. So my first thought is Jeremiah Masoli, if you're watching this, I doubt you will be, but if you ever do see it, obviously I hope you recover and get better and, really just are able to thrive in with whatever you're doing. My second thought is Ottawa is without their starting quarterback for the remainder of this season again. We saw how ugly things got last year. And it's just one of those situations now where they're 1-3, and they are not in a great spot to be able to compete. Tyree Adams just ended up tearing his Achilles, wasn't it, a few days ago, and then Arbuckle, obviously he has not been up to snuff when he's been out to go to play, so kind of wondering what's going to happen there with the quarterback situation, and that's a problem because this team, again, the past few years when Masoli hasn't been there, when they haven't had a franchise level quarterback, has been one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the league. Now, obviously, Edmonton's given them the run for their money as of late, but again, Ottawa is in a situation where things could get ugly for another year, and they have not been, one of the more respected teams, I feel like, probably since 2019. Was that the year that things really went off the hinges? So again, you're probably bracing yourself for a bottom barrel season if you're an Ottawa fan. We will see. My third thought here is what's going to happen, with the Masoli situation in terms of his future. Is he going to try to play again? This is a guy that is in his mid-30s and has had 3 pretty significant injuries since 2019. Cannot seem to stay healthy, and I'm not saying it's his fault by any means, because obviously it's not. But at this point, you got to realize that a lot of teams might pass on him, or also the fact that he might say, I'm in my mid-30s, and I keep having pretty serious injuries. This one was a no-contact injury, and I'm at the point where I just kind of want to live my life. He's made some money. Obviously, don't know how much he's made. But, again, you're probably thinking that maybe there are some thoughts out there just kind of where he's going to end up retiring, which if he does, I'd be sad. But if he ends up deciding that's the way to go for him, then I'd be happy for him. And then my final thought here is probably going to be the fact of, does Ottawa view him as their future starter? Realistically, probably not, because again, this is a guy that's in his mid-30s with some injuries. That being said, they've got to go out and find their next franchise quarterback. I know that sounds so harsh, but this is the second year where they are left, with nothing to go to, no options to roll back on that are reliable, and their season's probably, I don't want to say done, because obviously the East is up in the air, but it is one of those situations where right now things are not looking likely that they'll make the playoffs. They got to go out there and they got to find somebody, whether it be now or whether it be in the offseason. I don't want to be that guy, but I do think that for Sean Burke, the GM, he's probably going to have to say, we've got to make some tough decisions here. We got to go out and get somebody. That being said, I do think there are some options out there that you could go out and maybe get somebody that either A, isn't necessarily that true starter just yet, or B, is a guy that maybe hasn't had a chance to blossom. My mindset here, I know this sounds a little crazy, maybe trade for Trey Ford. That's going to be one of those situations where Edmonton fans are going to say, no, we don't want him to go, we want to keep him. Problem is, he's not getting any playing time. Why not have Chris Jones be able to say, yeah, we can get him out of here, and then Ottawa can go out and try to give him a chance. I know it's not great, and this receiving core probably could use a little work, but in general, neither side here is winning. Edmonton, of course, is just having Ford kind of rot at this point on the bench. And then Ottawa is looking at their season slip away with poor quarterback play, etc. And at the same time, too, you got to remember, fans have not had a big reason to cheer for this team in a minute. Attendance has not been as bad as it probably could be, but if you have more bad quarterback play out there, you're probably imagining that more and more fans are going to say, I don't want to go out here and pay all this money to watch this team play badly and not have any reason to be excited. With Ford, you could say, you know what, maybe we're on a good team right now, but this is a Canadian quarterback that has the potential to be a starting quarterback in the CFL. At least some people are saying that. I don't know. I really don't know at this point, but there are a lot of things going around and a lot of decisions that have to be made behind closed doors. As always, though, for Masoli, I hope he gets better regardless of what happens. What are your thoughts now for Ottawa and for Masoli? Do they have to go out and get a different quarterback? Is Masoli going to retire? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd like to hear them. Everybody, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. More like if found it informational, I guess. But anyway, everybody stay safe. Have a great night.